Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to what is definitely 100% the final game of the Battle of America, Season number 2. And I just realized I didn't update the score in-game. Well, this is awkward.
Oh, Revo.
Failfish.
The biggest
indeed.
game in this tournament. The last game. The game of games. The one that decides who will go home with $3,500 extra in the pocket, or only 1,000, and you mess up the score, of course.
I wish it would let you, like, just use a command in the chat to fix that real quick.
Or just if you're the app and just click on the things.
Yeah.
Alt-click, better alt-click.
What you can
you
do...
have to alt-click everything.
You can just color it in on your monitor. Just go get a yellow crayon, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just have everyone just painted over on their screens. Does make a lot of sense. But yeah, anyway, Complexity versus Wheel. This is gonna be the last draft. Complexity do get the Vengeful Spirit first after the standard ban on the Omni Knights. Not gonna want to deal with that again after the first game. And Wheel, going back to the Elder Titan. So,
yeah.
This is a game where you have to go back to your best strat, go back to your most comfortable heroes, because, I mean...
It's all on the line.
Yeah, everything's on the line. Wheel has been playing well in pretty much every game here. In the last game, though, they did a little bit worse in terms of late game decision making. They didn't really follow the old adage, if you're ahead, get further ahead. Instead, they try to break the high ground with a lot of other options and objectives still available to them on the map. And then once the sniper got that MKB, that was kind of the last piece of the puzzle that Complexity needed to deal with the Spectre and then deal with the rest of the team, take the win at the very end. So, makes it a 2 for 2 here in this best of 5 series. Complexity, of course, with that one game advantage, so they actually only won once, but they won last game, so they have the momentum on their side, if you want to look at it like that.
Yeah. And in the end, I felt it was just a bit of a misplay from the Spectre.
Yeah.
But Complexity going to go with the tried and true, the Lycanthrope coming out for them. Probably going to be played by Swindle or Dragonfist.
Yeah.
Not really sure why, but it works definitely, in my opinion. Elder Titan, his spirit is going to kind of work well against it, but since they're only creeps, it won't give him too much damage, so it can work out.
Yeah. So that Lycanthrope kind of sets the pace for the game already, together with Vengeful Spirit. I mean, Vengeful Spirit's really considered to be a really good early game support. Does need some help though if you really want to make kills happen, because you have a decent mix between stun and damage, but the damage really comes from minus armor, and that requires as many other heroes as possible to hit the target with you. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
So, but still plenty of options available to them, even with the Ogre banned out. Even the Ancient Apparition banned out, so that might set up for a Necrophilus pick here from Wheel. Haven't seen that at all.
Well, it would have, but it gets banned out by Complexity.
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a snack here, and my blood sugar was getting low, and I didn't want to... Oh, look, a 3-man Ravage. Oh my god. It's so exciting, because... I mean, for the grand final, that's not exactly what you want, so...
Absolutely. Jakiro once again picked up. Wow, what a surprise here. We'll get their hands on it.
Yeah, he's such a popular hero these days, and such a flexible one, again.
Yeah. Can't really repeat it enough. I mean, he can do a lot of things.
And speaking of flexible, Naga, I mean, she may not be able to do like a full split, mainly because of no legs, but... she still can fit in a lot of roles.
Yeah, really like the Naga up against the Lycanthrope. I would say, because you have that... I mean, Lycanthrope can't really go on her unless he has a BKB, and even then you isolate yourself up against the Song. So in terms of the split push battle, the longer the game goes, obviously Naga Siren will have the advantage if that Naga Siren is run as a core to begin with, or if they get the chance to transition her into a core. And we've seen that before, in the Summit even, I believe. Just Naga Siren starting off as a support. I think Zaya was playing it at one point.
Yeah. It was,
sure.
at DreamHack. Zaya was playing it.
At DreamHack, yeah, right. Was kind of recently.
And he basically turned into the one position very quickly.
It's all about that radiance. If you get that radiance, you kind of have the map open for you to farm, and then you can transition into a core role.
It's really weird that we are going into kind of what looks like a TI2 metagame. Tidehunter, Naga, Brewmaster, Lycan ruling the meta. All we need is Brood to really make a comeback.
Well, Brood or Brew?
Brood. Yeah, Brew's already here.
Yeah. Brew is already banned as well, so not going to see that. Broodmother actually, it is available. But I don't know.
I don't think it'll be picked here in the grand final, especially not against a Naga, who eventually is going to eat the Spiderlings alive.
Yeah.
Naga's very effective against Brood for that reason. First of all, I mean, Riptide, boom. Second of all, you get a Radiance, boom. You're done.
Yeah.
And against Lycan, she doesn't push quickly enough, I don't think. She does a bit of slow push, but it's really Rat Dota. It's not the, like, Lycan, like, I'm here with a bulldozer, I'm taking your tower right now, get out or die.
I feel like there's only a really specific set of, really specific kind of lineup that a Broodmother fits into. That's kind of lineup that can fight with 4 heroes on the other side of the map, while Broodmother just sticks to the enemy jungle and just farms everything and just pushes out the lane whenever it's safe. And every once in a while gets a pick off you if someone dares to go into a territory. It's kind of a different kind of 4 protect 1, where you're not exactly protecting the carry until he gets enough farm to start fighting, but you're protecting the Broodmother just by creating space elsewhere on the map for her to just break the base eventually. But yeah, it doesn't really fit into this lineup, I would say. It's more teamfight oriented. I mean, Nagasine, I've mentioned the defensive capabilities that you have with the Song up against the Lycanthrope or any sort of initiation or someone running at you. But it's also a great setup for a teamfight with the Elder Titan Stomp and Earth Splitter, Jakiro, Ice Path, and Macropyre. And now the Bristleback just setting up right in the middle of it with the Squill Sprays.
Yeah, a very effective hero, very good with the armor reduction that's going to come out from the team in general. And honestly, pretty good against Lycan, who wants to do a bit of kind of burst damage. It's not really burst, but when he's got Howl, him and his minions do a lot of damage, so I really like it there, to be honest. I did just see a update from Valve where we're not going to have Frostivus, but we will have a big new update next year with custom games and apparently the new engine, as well as like the new Bloom festival, which is really exciting. Just a bit of news if you guys haven't heard yet.
Yeah, I have it open here on my second screen, but I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no Diatide, no Frostivus.
Oh my god, Volvo.
Next in terms of games.
Well, I mean, there wasn't Frostivus last year.
I don't really care.
There was Wraith Knight, not Frostivus. It was completely different Dragon Drop, Kappa.
Wraith Knight was so weird, man.
Yeah, I actually liked the game mode a bit, but it was like, wait, which one of these is Legion's real ult? Because no one had really played with her yet, so... Anyways, we're going to see Complexity get the Ember Spirit banned out against them. Can't blame them for that, because they could use a bit of teamfight damage here. That is one thing that I feel Lycan doesn't always provide. They ban out the TA, so maybe looking to pick up a Puck, which could help them out a bit. But once BKBs come up on Wheel, it could be an issue. However, of course, Wheel not really looking for BKB heroes right now.
Well, Bristleback can build one, if he really wants to. But... yeah, I mean, he can build one simply because he doesn't need damage, because he gets plenty of that from his Warpath.
Yeah.
But more often than not, he will see a
well.
instead. Yeah, the Quill Sprays are nice later on, but more often than not, I mean, the longer the game goes, the higher chances that teamfights won't even last that long. So you get more damage out of right clicks from the Warpath, with the minus armor from your Nasal Goo as well.
So they run the Lion. It's a bit of an odd lineup. I'm assuming Naga mid?
Yeah, I would assume so. Naga mid, Bristleback in one position, Elder Titan offline. That would be the standard thing.
Oh, Bristleback in the safe lane position. Really kind of in the 2, but yeah.
Yeah.
You
can do other things, though. You can put Lion mid if you really want to, put the Jakiro put Naga Siren in the support position. It's also possible.
I don't like putting Naga in the support. The one thing I can say about this lineup is I really think Naga's a core, simply because if they put anyone else in the core position, it just, late game they fall, and unless they just get the Naga fed early on, even in the support position, which would be great, but I really think you want to just farm her up here.
Yeah.
Complexity, though, definitely have the tools to deal with it at the moment. They need a solid mid who can do some serious damage, and Storm Spirit being banned out, and Ember as well, this becomes a slight problem. They've only got a few seconds left on the clock here. It'll be Nature's Prophet. Okay. I mean, when all else fails, let's resort to Rat Dota. I'm 100% serious there. I think it's a smart thing to do. Can Nature's out Rat Naga? I don't think so, but it's possible.
At a certain point in the game, probably not. I mean, if that Naga gets out of control...
Yeah, of course.
It's gonna be really hard, especially for Nature's Prophet, who does rely a little bit on his treants to do the work, who fall pretty damn quickly to Naga Siren. But, yeah. Kind of have to rat it out in that kind of time frame where can evade the Naga Siren, and where she isn't really as at a point yet where she can just barrel down a lane and not care whether you go on her or not with the team behind her. But until that point, Wheel has a lot of other options. They kind of got a very aggressive lineup with Bristol Black, who can start diving and take a lot of damage here, together with very high impact supports here on the line with a lot of lockdown. Jakiro with a lot of lockdown and damage over time as well.
Yeah. We will be moving into the game right now, though, of course. Our final game of the Battle of America.
Looks like an Elder Titan support as well, so... Core Jakiro. Also works. Also works.
Yeah. Goody feels my pain there. Yeah, let's see how this first skirmish plays out, if it's even going to happen. Elder Titan Spirit moving in, but of course doesn't have the stomp at level 1. We'll drop down a ward, and I'm not sure that it was spotted. They kind of casually dropped it down, but they do notice Tide is missing a ward now. I think. Or no, it wasn't Tide. It must have been Dazzle? Or Lion, maybe?
Well, if they... I don't know, maybe they figured it out.
Yeah.
This wall doesn't block anything, so it just kind of gives them vision of the jungle. So
yeah, because it's not on the magic bush. If they'd moved up to that magic bush, I think Wheel would have engaged on them there, but they gotta be clever with that. Meanwhile, though, we do see a blocked hard camp and the small camp from the Tidehunter up here. He wants to have a really... or the sheep, rather. Tidehunter is not on that team. Anyways, of course, we'll go ahead and move into the teams instead of any awkward mix-up, because until I've introduced them, I don't know who's on which team. So, we have Derp Derp playing the support Lion here for the side of Wheel. Fan of Soyan, otherwise known as Goody, on the Elder Titan, bringing pride to Venezuelans everywhere. Sleazel will be on the Bristleback. We've got Relic on the mid lane, Naga Siren, hoping to farm up one of himself, anyways. And I'm a Sheep, who apparently is really bad at this game. I have not seen enough evidence to prove that yet, but he's going to be on the Jakiro.
She has plenty of evidence to disprove that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. As I said, once again, psychological warfare. Who knows? Yep. Anyway, Swindlemelon's going to be taking the Tidehunter this time. One more weird core. And they're actually going to go on I'm a Sheep here. Being slowed down by the Gush. Stun to follow up. That's a Shadow Wave to secure the kill. Easy first blood here. Zeophrix going to take it on the Dazzle. Moomnia helped out tremendously there on a Vengeful Spirit. In mid lane, we've got Dragon Fist, as expected on a Lycanthrope. One of these heroes that he likes to play in mid, and plays it very well as well. Yep. Which leaves Limp on the off lane, Nature's Prophet, rounding out this lineup here for Complexity.
So yeah, Complexity's lanes look a little more standard now that we put Lycan in the mid lane. For some reason, that possibility kind of just slipped my mind during the draft, so sorry about that. Anyways, Naga Siren now getting her Quelling Berry brought to her. She's already got 8 last hits, tying up with the Lycan, but I feel like she has the presence in this lane. She has Riptide as a nuke to kill his wolves, possibly, despite if they're invis or not. And also, she has the illusions which she can spam out. She's not choosing to move the illusions toward Lycan to pressure the lane right now, because she, with his melee range, is going to be able to just walk up to him and Riptide if she needs to.
Yeah, Riptide is a great spell up against melee heroes simply because of minus armor that allows you to trade very well.
We're actually going to see Fan of Sorian moving around.
Yes.
To gank. I thought it was going to be Naga, but he actually is going to move up top with this double damage rune, and Amashib is going to see it and just move back.
I mean Z-Freak.
Z-Freak. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was like super confused there because the Titan here was just walking cowardly through the jungle. But
he's gonna gank his safe lane carry.
He's gonna gank mid on a nice tower. Wait, that's in his team, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Back to the middle lane. Dragonfist. Actually, the more levels he gets, the easier it will be for him.
And speaking of which, on top, we're actually going to have Amashib throwing out a beautiful Ice Path catching too. Moonmeander getting hit with the Elder Titan Spirit, and they'll be able to get a kill here. It's split among assists, but I feel like that's perfectly fine, seeing as Jakiro and Elder Titan both are just really looking for levels here, and they're going to get that much. But Nature's Prophet manages to find a rotation in, and will be able to bring down Jakiro. So Complexity still sitting 2-1 in terms of kills here. And a nice rotation out from Limp there.
Yeah, very nice awareness from him there. Going for that, knowing that there's not actually a whole lot that Wheel can do with Lion still down here in the bottom. It's kind of the only big source of lockdown that they have right now, apart from the Ice Path.
Yeah. It should work out for them pretty well, though. I feel like Naga's net is really going to be helpful in managing to do a lot against Lycan. It's a very long disable. It's going to go straight through the BKB that he's probably going to build. Although, well, Will has drafted this very well. They've got a lot of stuff that goes through BKB. The Earth Splitter, the Bristleback, most of everything except for Viscous Nasal Boost. They're pretty much just Cold Spray, sorry. And then they've got a lot of stuff that you want to build a BKB against. Lion, 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 and Lion. I mean, if you don't build a BKB against Lion, you're really just saying this Lion has no impact on this game. He's not bothering me. Bless you.
Well, it depends. If you can just burst on Lion before I can do anything, then it doesn't really matter. But Complexity doesn't really have that potential outside of a Titan to blink into a Ravage. Then just run him down with Lycan.
And generally,
Dragonfist needs to have a BKB to even get close to close to the Lion.
Yeah, and generally you're not going to solo Ravage a Lion. It's like, woo, we killed their support. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
That's a misplay, even though you got a kill. Oh, he'll actually get an Ice Path off on Z-Freak, but he's not going to grab Swindle. Phantom Sorion gets the Earth Splitter, or the Echo Stomp off there. They're actually going to be able to get 2 off of this. Swindle going down as well. And Complexity lose their safe lane carry and kill off an offlaner, but they give a lot of XP over to these supports. Elder Titan's sitting at level 4, same with Derp. You do have Dazzle sitting at level 3, Vengeful Spirit level 3 as well. I mean, they're getting the better lanes for their supports out of this. And Naga is now officially dominating mid. She's got 10 more CS than the Lycanthrope, and going to be able to do a lot because of it. Yeah.
Really good decision here once again. I mean, that's what we see a lot of these... lot in the competitive scene. If you have a kind of hero that can go into the jungle, like a Lycanthrope, be it in the safe lane or mid, just get the little bit of farm that he needs to be effective in the jungle, and then rotate him in there, leave the lane for another support that can really benefit from these kind of levels. So that's a good decision for them.
Yeah.
Oh god. Actually, what?
I don't think that was on purpose.
No, don't think so either. And yeah.
Please no all chat.
A little bit of an all chat here from our Spanish casters, which is not exactly... Dude, you're doing it too. What the hell?
I'm just saying I'm apologizing for them. Please do not when I was all chatting, it was to say sorry. This is not cool. Yeah. Don't do this. And instead of LOL. Because I actually don't think it was a mistake. He did manage to buy out before that, pick up his medallion.
He had that before, though.
Oh.
Not 100%. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if it was
intentional or not, but...
Was intentional or not.
I mean, things happen. Moon is going to get caught up by Relic, and... Yeah. I mean, I believe it was a mistake, honestly, but it just, yeah. Anyways, let's just move on here.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of lag here.
That could have been it as well. I mean, it was a clap from the Ursa, so it's a bit of burst damage.
Bottom lane, oh god.
Oh no, Sleazel getting jumped on.
I'm not quite sure what's happening, but he's gonna die here.
He's actually managing to get a lot of hits to his back. Unfortunately, the 1 point in Bristleback won't mean that does a whole lot in terms of damage reduction. It'll just mean that it throws out a lot of quill sprays, as usual. Which is, I mean, it's nice, but losing your life is much worse. He is working on a Vanguard into a Crimson Guard, I'm assuming. And he's going to have it very soon here. I believe he would have had it already if he wouldn't have died, but that's a lot of what-ifs, of course. Relic, though, finding great farm. 53 last hits already. He's sitting on... Holy Jesus. He is sitting on 1,600 gold on top of 54 last hits. And he's already got all his early game items. Bristleback does find his revenge on Limp. Sorry about missing that. I was too in shock over the immense farm of Naga. I mean...
It's actually a really good farm that he managed to pick up in the middle lane. Nothing to scuff right here.
They're not even really stacking for him. It's not like, okay, Naga, we know you've lost your lane.
Well, he hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Lycanthrope didn't really contest. I mean, early on, it's the kind of the point that I wanted to make earlier. Early on, Naga has the advantage because Riptide is really good level 1. But once Lycanthrope gets a couple of levels, he can kind of stand up because he has a lot of harassment potential between the Wolves and the Howl. But at that point, Lycanthrope rotated out, gave some space to Moon Meander to get up his levels and some gold, but that also meant that Relic wasn't contested at all. Now he's sitting at 4,500 net worth, so let's just hope for complexity that this doesn't bite them in the ass later on.
Yeah, and we actually do have Lycan Mighty Morphin into his true form, the Animorph up here. And Fan of Soyan will throw out a Zoning Stomp, but Dragon Fist ready to go in now. That's already been thrown down, but I'm a sheep. Gonna throw out the Ice Path. Nice Earth Spike there from Lion. He'll actually bring Lycan down with the Finger of Death.
Wow. Dub brings him out on that, but he will still die. Maybe. Wow. He even...
Oh. But I mean, hey, trading a support for a mid, that's perfectly fine at this point. Lion actually has money. That's his magic wand done, and enough rewards and a TP as well.
Yeah, it's still a really good trade for real, especially since they don't give away any experience either.
Yeah.
It would have been much greater if they managed to make the Great Escape there. Bring down both of those wolves. But yeah, it was not meant to be.
Yeah, it was a good use of the Lion ult, though. I mean, if you're going down and you can at least grab something for the team with that ult, that's a good idea. I mean, I'm not saying... steal from your hard carry with your ult, even if you're dying. I mean, you don't want to do that, but
yeah, I mean,
it was smart.
Of course. At this point, if you can bring him down, it's absolutely... I mean, it's not like it would have been a secured kill otherwise, right? That's kind of the one deciding factor when it comes to whether a kill steal is worth it or not.
Yeah.
Dragon Fist... Wheel played it very nicely. Dragon Fist was caught by an Ice Path, and then he had his wolves lined up together with him for a very nice stun from Derpdop. He was waiting for that. He didn't just throw out blind, he was just waiting for a good opportunity to throw out the stun, and then follow that up with the Finger of Death.
Yeah, right. And you see Jakiro here in the jungle. I mean, he can just say, hey, I use Mecha Power to farm. He's not really using it in big team fights, because they don't even want to team fight yet. Naga's not quite ready. Now... speak of the devil, Naga is getting pretty close to being ready. 700 gold to go on the Relic for Relic. 11 minutes in. How in the... anything is this even a real game?
Well, that's just what happens when you get a free farm Naga like that. It is essentially free farm. I mean, out of mid, which is usually a place where you get less farm compared to the safe lane in terms of free farm, but he's also been taking these 2 jungle camps here every single time when he got the chance. So sitting at 5,500 net worth, it's kind of where you can be, and at the same time, Sleazel just farming away here in the bottom lane. So they get farm on their course, and once Sleazel decides to go, then they can definitely fight without the Naga, just give her a lot of space. And even though even when the Naga has let's try it again. even when a Naga has the Radiance, it doesn't mean that she wants to fight. It just means that the ticking time bomb is just starting, right?
Yeah. She still needs a lot of time to farm there. Now, she'll have, honestly, a bit more time, simply because she's going to have it so early. In fact, she's going to be able to take a camp with the illusions and buy the relic. In fact, she doesn't even have to take that camp now that, where is she? Okay, she's using the courier. This is how Wheel wants to play. They're going to be so efficient with their farm, they're not going to waste their time walking to the shop to get a relic. If they can help it, of course. I mean, if the courier's dead. Yeah. But Dazzle managing to deny the tower bot. And that's a little more gold for Naga, but Wheel's push is really coming online early. And, I mean, you could say, well, they don't have the best late game if you don't look at the Naga. But as soon as you realize Naga's there, she can basically be 5 heroes in one. They'll actually walk the the Elder Titan Spirit into the pit here. Looking for a stomp. Not going to use it. I don't think they're even going to contest this, yeah. Lycan will get the Aegis, but Naga's already got a relic, and she's sitting 2,200 gold ahead of Lycan in terms of net worth.
Yeah. Dope might die here.
Honestly, though, they just committed an ult. There's another. And, I mean, that's 2 ults for a Lion, who's like, okay, whatever, I'm down for 30 seconds, big whoop.
Those aren't the biggest ults, though.
Exactly, but yeah.
So
they're relatively spammable, but I still feel like they're grasping at straws at this point on the Team of Complexity. They need to get a good team fight off, and Naga is almost level 11. In fact, now she'll have that level 2 song, so every 120 seconds they can just say, no fight for us, we're done.
Yeah, Complexity is playing a very dangerous game right now. Because they're doing what they want to do, what they can do with their lineup that they drafted for themselves. So they just going for their game plan. Get Roche, get towers with Lycanthrope, with Nature's Prophet and a threat of a Ravage from the Tidehunter, and not really care about the Naga Siren.
And that can be the problem with these passive supports. They can't shut Naga down early. It's like we were talking about for Wheel last game, where Batrider had the, 8-minute blink. I mean, he's got it because they have such passive game, and Z-Freak on the mid lane gonna get blown up. Naga does have a haste, and is just gonna continue to farm here. I mean, Relic knows his role in this game.
Yeah. The thing is about this game plan from Complexity is that they must know that giving free farm to a Naga like this isn't exactly what you want to do if the game goes late.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So they know that, so the game plan is not to shut her down, simply because you don't really have the tools to do that, so you don't even try.
Yeah.
The goal is to get so much map control, get so much early goal with the Roshan, with these kind of things, on your heroes that you can end the game before Naga really becomes a problem. The issue with the threat with that kind of a game plan that you put yourself under, the pressure that you put yourself under is
what if Naga gets a 15-minute radiance?
What if Naga gets a 15-minute radiance? What if there's a Lion that gets a couple of good plays, gets a couple of good pickoffs here? What if there's a Jakiro just playing very well, gets an early Yules? Or if there's a Bristleback who is really hard to bring down, can cause a lot of problems here. Look at Sleazel.
Yeah, he's just like, don't mind me, Ancients, and they're like, get off my lawn, and he's like, don't worry, my Crimson Guard is actually on the way right now, so, and I've got 600 in the bank. I mean, Crimson Vlad's for him is going to be ridiculous here, because they already have a lot of melee. I mean, 3 of their 5 heroes are melee, and they're all cores-ish in this situation. I still, like, when a team has Elder Titan and Jakiro, I kind of consider Elder Titan more of a core, simply because he... Jakiro, I feel, is run as a core mainly for the levels, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to scale on late game damage, whereas Elder Titan, I feel, can. It's not the easiest thing to do, but...
Yeah, both of these heroes are utility cores, right?
Yep.
That's what you would call those. Those kind of cores that aren't carries, but that are can do a whole lot with levels and with some amount of farm. Jakiro has his Yules, which is Yules and Tranquils, which is hands down the best build on Jakiro, I would say.
Okay,
Tranquils for health regen, Yules for mana regen. Okay, catch up. Whoa,
I like this, actually. No, he's got his Vlads, he's got an Aegis. He knows he can't die in the next couple of minutes. That being about 1. But, okay, whatever. He's actually going to be able to get his Necrobook off of this, and probably an AC or BKB. Not that he really has to go BKB here, but it could go either way with that. I think it's fine here as a catch-up. Even, now I realize I'm talking about Eternal Envy here, who makes questionable decisions as a carry in most people's eyes, including mine. But Envy was talking last night, like, you could even go Midas late in the game like this and manage to catch up, as long as it's not a, like, first item Midas.
Yeah,
it's not the best idea.
They do bring down Naga somehow, but oh, engagement top, Sleezel trying to fight. He does have a Crimson Guard, and he can actually tank everyone here. Derp with the stun on one. Moonmana got gets Shallow Graved early. Will still go down. So that's gonna be a counter kill here.
He was only Shallow Grave that early because Dazzle was TPing out anyway. Dazzle was like, yeah. I can Shallow Grave you, but this is when it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna wait for you to be on like 2 HP to Shallow Grave, and oh my god. Because he had to save his own life at that point. He's actually got 1,500 in the bank. The Dazzle. And I don't know what he's going for here, but that's not a great situation.
Or maybe just Arcane Boots at this point.
I mean, at this point, you could buy a bunch of Sentries and sell them so that Lycan can have some gold. Because at this point, I mean, Lycan picked up his Midas at a similar time as the support Elder Titan did.
What, he has a Midas? What?
He just picked one up. I mean, it's...
I like that better.
They don't want to fight. They want to sit back and farm for a while to get Naga fat.
So they can do that, yeah. And the thing is about Elder Titan, at this point he doesn't need a lot of go. Yeah, he doesn't need items now to be effective. All he needs is levels, and he has plenty of those.
But you can get even more out of that Midas.
Yeah, you get more level out of that Midas, exactly. So I like it for him. I don't really like it for the Lycanthrope. Just come back to that.
Yeah.
Simply because he isn't really a catch-up Midas, because he's still pretty high in net worth for Lycanthrope.
And you're not going to catch up with Naga.
If you buy a Midas, you're playing the farming game up against the Radiance Naga Siren. If you know anything about that, about the Naga, how the Naga Siren operates, then you realize what kind of a silly idea that actually is normally.
Yeah.
I don't see it working.
It has a little bit of potential, but not very much. And I feel like now that Wheel have definitely noticed this, they're going to be able to take advantage of it and be a bit more aggressive. Naga will TP down to the bot lane and just say, Hi, Dragonfist. Nice dogs you have here. Let me net you up. Bring in Lion. Nice transformation. You'll actually dodge the stun there. And he will actually get away. Huh. I'm a little surprised they didn't bring out the song for that. They do get a deny on the tower, though. And, even if they brought out the song, they may not have gotten the kill anyway, so... They force him back, but keep in mind, since Dragonfist picked up this Midas about 3 minutes ago, he's managed to finish up his treads and he has 1,500 in the bank.
Oh, they get Nature's Power up here as well after the Natural Spirit, so... On the other side of the map, Wheel just making it happen as well.
Yeah. It's 11 to 8, Wheel definitely in a gold lead of about 5k now, but experience is sitting even, and... I mean, part of this is due to the 2 Midases that just got picked up.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's an AC coming up on Bristle, and he is about 1,000 away.
Ness teleports down to the bottom lane for some reason. Okay.
Wolves are scouting out Derp. He gets mana boots, that's nice. He should know something's weird here, since he couldn't easily move. He's actually going to get hit by some armor reduction. And Lycan Wolf's doing some damage. He doesn't want to waste his mana on this since he doesn't have very much, but Relic is nearby. Hopefully... Well, they're actually not going to see him at first because since the illusion's there, they're not going to realize the Radiance Burn is actually coming from Naga herself. And actually, Derp's basically going to say, Here, Wolves, come this way. We'll use the Sentry Ward. We'll get Relic some extra farm. They are literally using the map like a sponge. And, like, giving Naga a sponge bath with it. That's a little bit of a strange image, I will admit.
Well, wouldn't Naga be the sponge and the farm on the map the water?
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
But they're bringing all the farm to her any way they can. Like, here, Naga, you want these creeps. Here's some treants. We're going to bait them in here so you can kill them. Like, it's almost hyper protection for the Naga. And that's what you need to do for Naga. She needs time to come online. It's like, oh, she's got a 15-minute Radiance. We're fine, guys. Let's GG, let's just relax, and Naga will do what she does. We can go make a sandwich. We'll be back at 30 minutes when she's online. You can't do that, because then the enemy team says she's got a Radiance to the jungle. And they just, like, block all your camps, kill your Naga 10 times, and ta-da! Nice 15-minute radiance, bro.
Yeah, but that's not what happened.
Of course not, yeah.
Has the Yasha now on top of the Boots of Travel, so running is getting pretty damn farmed. And so is Lidl, I mean, can't discount that. He's been taking the Ancients, he's been getting a couple of kills of his own. He does have a Soul Cuirass.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
The Hyperstone was on the Courier, so... that's very nice. He's also got the extra armor aura from the Ring of Basilius. I mean, might as well, right?
Yep. And Magerstein can split push, and Sleazel on the Bristleback. Bristleback is the kind of hero that can stand up to a physical damage of a Lycanthrope. I mean, normally you consider Lycanthrope to be a split pusher, a Roshan taker, that kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, he is that, but he can normally also dish out a crazy amount of physical damage in team fights, especially if he goes a Medallion. But also just with his wolves, his crit from the Shapeshift, and his Feral Impulse that benefits himself, the wolves. Vladimir's offering as well, benefiting himself and the wolves. And if he builds a Necrobook, then that of course as well.
Yeah.
Just getting so buffed from all of that. But Bristleback is the kind of hero that can just turn around and just sustain through all of that for quite a long while. And that's all you need. All you need to give even more space to Relic to get even more items up and running. That's his ultimate orb done now in terms of golds sitting on him right now.
Wow. Yeah, Dragon Fist is going for your kind of counter AC. I'd like to see a BKB up on him, but at the same time, it's not going to protect him from Naga or Bristle. And so, what's the point, really? You know?
Yeah. A BKB up against Naga is always a tricky proposition because...
Okay, this is big, though. That's a 23-minute refresher.
Where did he get that from? Okay, he's actually sitting at almost 10,000 gold himself.
If he leaves his ult at level 2, he should be able to get this off. Especially with Mana Boots and Magic Wand charges, if he's very careful about it.
Yeah, it's 375 mana, 225 on level 2 Ravage. It's almost all of his mana pool already.
Yeah, it's gonna be... He'll have like 40 mana to spare, because... So right now, that's the only thing Swindle can do in a team fight. However, if the only thing you can do is double Ravage, that's a pretty big deal. So I should come in now and...
There it is.
Yep, there's one. Here comes the second one. They'll throw out an Earth Splitter, but they've already caught 2 in the Ravage. Lion going down. Jakiro as well. A bit of armor for them, but Relic, he's coming in here. He's gonna bail Sleazel out. And they don't take down any real cores. I mean, you've got that utility core of Jakiro, but... I mean... He's not hitting hard. He's a little lockdown.
It'll be worth it for them if they can get Roshan off of this.
But first they have to worry about getting Dragon Fist out. Naga wasted some time on his ultimate, which is very valuable for Lycan with the song, and he will be able to TP out right now, actually surviving once he gets to Fountain. Z-Freak manages to grave himself up, but it won't do much against the Radiance of Naga, and Limp almost gets taken down, but they've got room to actually go for a Roche here, possibly. The only problem is I don't really see how they're going to be able to take it.
Yeah, they could kind of committed it, but it's...
Sorry.
They only got a Dazzle and the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit's already back, so... But there's also no Ravage. So they can commit on it. They have a lot of minus armor from the Viscous Nasal Goo. So they're taking it actually pretty damn fast. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, easy. They'll be able to do so as well. Bristleback with the Aegis up.
That was the first time that we saw Naga in action, really, in terms of the team fight. Relic was just coming in when everything was happening and was like, "Hey guys, listen to me singing. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh yeah, by the way, Sleazel, you stay alive, and you don't get a Roshan. Thank you. I'm done here."
Yeah, pretty much. Back to farm with me. See ya. See ya in 20 minutes when I'm really terrifying and you can't possibly kill me. And actually, whoa, the courier...
No.
Oh, no, wait, it's going to the team. Okay, I had a bit of a brain fart there. Didn't realize we all had heroes over here. I thought it was just kind of wandering into the pit, scouting things out, like, let's see, are they roshing? By the way, here's a free bunch of gold.
It's supposed to be much later for me than it is for you, Revo.
Yeah, I know.
Dub is dead in middle lane. Or is he? Still alive. Throws out his finger of death. Not really doing too much.
A nice stump, but doesn't connect on much.
And Soyeon gets mauled down here while I'm Sheepsack's trying to deal with Swindle. Not really doing that, but there, once again, reset button. Derp is still alive somehow. Dragon Fist caught by an Ice Path and will take the fall here, most likely. No, he's running out.
Oh, that long range net.
Downtown. The ultimate runs out as well, so that'll be that for him.
Can I just say that the most insane part about Naga is it's kind of like Bane ult in that if you start casting it in the cast range, it gets off. You can't like disjoint it easily, and it still manages to connect.
Yeah.
It's the most OP thing about Naga, and I know it doesn't affect her laning stage, but it affects the fact that she is able to actually like do a lot. Now I understand it would completely take support Naga out of the equation to make it much easier to draft against her as well, but
yeah,
I think it would be a bit of a balancing factor, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you think about it, that's a really great spell. It's a 5-second lockdown that goes through BKB.
On a 14-second cooldown. Yep. You can go with
compare
Ethereal to remove it, but
as
still.
You said. Compare that to the Fiend Scoop, which is 4 or 5 seconds.
And it's channeled.
Sure, it does damage, but it's a very long cooldown.
And it's channeled, and it has a much higher mana cost, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's great in these kind of engagements. Where you just have someone running away, even if it's someone like a Lycan who's
Limp's gonna get killed here. Relic using his Quelling Blade even at this point to dominate the battlefield. Swindle will come up, he'll get a Anchor Smash off on Naga, which, I mean, her right-click damage is low for a moment, but not a huge factor at the moment. Meanwhile, though, they're sieging now. They have gotten all the outer towers, and Complexity... When you haven't taken any tier 2s and you have a Lycan on the team, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Who's got the Aegis, by the way? Bristle, okay.
They can barely kill him once.
Elder Titan has Boots of Travel!
Sure, why not?
I mean, yeah, why not, but...
It's looking to be kind of an anticlimactic endgame. I mean, there is a double Ravage available, but what's that really gonna do? Even if he kills Steel once, as I said, you can't really kill him twice.
Or can they? He'll come down right now. He's gonna get one off. He'll manage to get graved up. He refreshes, but the song comes out and they're gonna disengage here. Swindle, you have to get back, buddy. He's gonna try and live right now. Dragon Fist getting jumped on. He may be falling here. He doesn't have a buyback and he's down for a minute. This could be the end for Complexity, and Wheel may be able to take the grand final. That's 3 down with no buyback, and Wheel honestly look like they're gonna do it.
Yeah, as I said, a little bit anticlimactic, but that's just sometimes how it goes if you fight up against an Nagastar and ignore her like that.
I mean, what do you do at this point if you're Swindle? Guys, I hit a 5-man Ravage. Good for you, buddy, but...
There's no damage to follow up. That's a big problem, right?
Then you get killed. And Naga's just like, okay, guys, mission accomplished. Let's get out. 2 racks down. We're in good territory here. Especially with tier 2s up. Like, it's hard enough to push a racks when you already have a, racks down. It's really hard to push a tier 2 and then a racks on top of it. I mean, what is... Complexity are hanging on here simply because, I mean, you can't...
Yeah, they kind of have to. It's 2-2 even though the scoreboard says 1-2 in favor of Wheel, so...
Hashtag blame Revo.
Hashtag blame Revo, exactly.
Yep. And look at Lim. He's like, I'm gonna get on this cliff and I'm gonna be so safe it's not even funny, guys. I can't risk it. He even...
20-minute cliff juggling, yes!
Oh my god.
Never
he even threw out a sprout right here just to see, like, is there anything nearby? They're not roaching somehow, even though it's not up. Like, it's almost paranoia from the Complexity lineup at this point.
This just...
Like somebody's watching.
Yeah.
Anyways.
This image of Lim cliff jungling 30 minutes into the game...
It sums up the game.
Summarizes the situation they're in right now. The amount of problems that they're in right now. You know, they will casually walk by each other. Lim tries to teleport out. Don't think it's gonna happen. No,
there's somebody that tuned into the game 15 minutes ago to see Relic's Radiance pick up, and then like they just tuned in again to see Nature's Prophet cliff jungling, and they're not gonna come back. I'm already convinced. I mean, we lost that viewer hard. And
what is this game, man? I'm not watching this shit.
I mean,
thought this was competitive. See cliff jungling.
If Wheel manages to lose this game without any like DDoS stuff coming out, which I don't think would be the case,
Dazzle's gonna get.
I don't even know what to
Forced
believe
out,
anymore.
so Zefric will survive. Has to grave himself to make sure.
But he graves himself at half HP. Like, this is textbook, like, you don't do this on Dazzle. Well, you do in this situation.
Both the glyphs, it's gonna be the last ditch effort for them. There's gonna be Ravage. Hits absolutely nothing of consequence here. Diesel does not have the does not have the Aegis, but he doesn't care. Dragonfist, Shallow Grave, he's staying alive with the song. 3-man Ice Path.
He's got
Don't
buyback.
about the crying.
But good game will be called. Limp, gonna give them the congratulations. Wheel will be your Battle of American Champions. Coming into this a game down with the 1 point advantage to complexity, and then managing to finish it up. What a game.
So that's $3,500 going the way of Wheel. Nice payday for them. It's still $1,000 for complexity though, so at least they're not they're not going out empty-handed here, and they shouldn't be. I mean, they've been playing very well for this entire tournament, and they've kind of got the swagger back in the last game. Did win it against a really farm spectre, which is not a simple feat to do. And then this game, the game plan for them was kind of really chancy up against a team of the caliber of Wheel, and just didn't work out.
Yep.
Didn't work out the way they approached it with a Lycanthrope in that kind of position. That they didn't have the damage, even though they had a well-farmed Tidehunter with a pretty early double Ravage. It was just inconsequential up against the farm Naga.
Yeah. We are going to try to get a quick interview with them. With someone on Wheel. Phantom Swoon did just say, do you want anyone in particular? So I'm going to real quick cut to some music and an ad or two, and then we'll go live with that. So, of course, if you're headed out right now, I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Drag and Drop Dota. You can find us both on Twitter under those names. It's been a great tournament with the Battle of America, and big shout out for that. Big shout out to our admin team. Of course, Rupture, who is casting for the Summit right now. He couldn't be here for the Grand Final. And Latin American casters, Hitbox, Vinotech, eBettle, esportbets.com, Dota 2 Lounge, who posted some games, Dota 2 Best Yellow, who posted most, if not all, of the games, and I think that's about it. Drag and Drop, any shoutouts from you before we move on to that?
Yeah, I also want to say thanks to you and Rupture and Bex and everyone here on the team, just giving me the opportunity to cast alongside you once again. It has been quite a while before that.
Yep.
Before this tournament, so it was a great tournament as well. A lot of good games, a lot of good teams here, and a worthy grand finals, I would say.
Yeah, the last game was a little
anticlimactic,
honestly, yeah. But it was still excellent play, and it showed how good Wheel can play in the end. 813 GPM on Naga, like, that is ungodly. Anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point to end it on, I guess.
We'll be right back, guys, with an interview with someone from Wheel. I'm not sure who it'll be yet, but they're in the midst of celebrating, so it'll be just a moment. Thank you again for watching, and we'll be right back.